What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and in today's video we're going to be going over the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning this Wednesday night's world title fight at 118 pounds between world champion Antonio Vargas and the Japanese slugging challenger Daigo Higa. Guys, before I continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. If you haven't already, could you please remember to hit subscribe? Could you also like this video? Go down to the bottom of your screen right now, find the bell notification button, hit that so you never miss a video. Also, guys, a couple weeks back, we launched our Johnny Says Boxing Insider VIP membership. It's a couple dollars a month. That link is pinned in the comment section below. With that membership, you get access to our VIP Discord group. And most importantly, you become a member of our growing community. All right, guys, last weekend was a great weekend for the channel. The month of July has been an exceptional month for us. We hit again on our locks of the week. We hit a 12-leg parlay. Our featured fights, we went 2-0-1. The only bet I missed this week was the main event in Indio, in which I picked Gucci Manny Flores to win over Jorge Chavez, and that fight was a draw. Unfortunately for me, living in Australia, our odds makers, our betting apps, force us to do three-way betting, meaning that a draw loses your bet, but in North America and other parts of the world, the draw just voids your bet. Other than that, we were spot on with Ryan Gardner. We were spot on with Xander Zayas. My best hit last weekend was hitting Shushu Carrington at plus 600 to win by decision, amongst other bets. But we turn the page and we have a big week ahead of us. Our journeys take us to Japan Wednesday night. There's 3 world title fights. We're going to be covering all 3 of those fights on the channel today and tomorrow. But in this video, we're going to be focusing on the 118-pound division. The WBA world champion, Antonio Vargas, is taking on the hard-hitting Daigo Higa. So in this video, we're going to break down both guys' careers. I'm going to talk a little bit about how they go about their business. Also, stay tuned to the end of the video. That's where I'll be going over the current Las Vegas odds, and I'll be giving you my prediction and telling you where to put your money. All right, guys, it seems like the karma gods are on the side of Daigo Higa. He's getting another opportunity to fight for a world title. He's had opportunities in the past, and sometimes in boxing, things just work out for you if you keep working hard towards them. Hasn't had a victory since 2023. He's been in some tough fights. He had a loss 2 fights ago, and he's coming off a very tough draw. But the matchmakers saw enough in his skill with Higa. You know you're going to get a hard-hitting, aggressive front foot fighter who has the spirit of every Japanese boxer. And here we are. He gets to face the current WBA world champion at 118 pounds in Antonio Vargas. Vargas is a guy who had a stellar amateur career. He's a really overall strong boxer. He does a lot of things really, really well. He's also another front foot fighter. He has 1 loss on his record in which he got stopped in pretty much a shocking upset in 2019, a knockout loss. It was pretty brutal. I'll get to that in a second. But right now, I do want to remind everybody what's at stake this Wednesday night in Japan. All right, guys, Antonio Vargas has no doubt that he will return home with the bantamweight title, even if the odds makers don't agree. The reigning WBA 118-pound title holder has grown accustomed to being underestimated, as he believes to be the case headed into a showdown with former titleist Daigo Higa. Vargas attempts his first defense in a dangerous road trip on July 30th at Yokohama Buntai in Yokohama, Japan. Tokyo's Higa is a minus 225 favorite according to Bet365 Sportsbook, which lists Vargas at a plus 187 despite his status as being the champion. And I quote, "Going into another man's backyard just fires me up," said Vargas, a 2016 U.S. Olympian based in Kissimmee, Florida. "I've been overlooked before, but now I get to defend my world title in Japan and show the fans what I'm made of. This ain't just about boxing. It's about showing that belief, preparation, and heart travel wherever I go." Vargas claimed a secondary version of the WBA bantamweight title in a 10th round stoppage of unbeaten Winston Guerrero last December 13th at Caribe Royale, Orlando. The venue has hosted his last 8 fights through local promoter Box Lab Promotions. "Couldn't be prouder of Antonio," said Box Lab Promotions president Amari Pedra. "He's not only a champion inside the ring, but also in life. Going to Japan, defending his world title against a top contender like Higa, That's what true warriors do. I believe with all my heart that he'll walk into Yokohama as the world champion and leave with his hand raised high. Vargas' reign was upgraded to full title status when previous claim Saya Tsutsumi was recovering from injuries and unable to honor his mandatory title defense. In a matchup that brings the matter full circle, Vargas has Higa to thank. Tsutsumi and Higa fought to a 12-round draw on a brutal February 24th title fight at Ariake Arena in Tokyo. Higa previously held the WBC flyweight title and enters his third straight fight as a challenger to a bantamweight title. Prior to his stalemate with Tsutsumi, Higa fell just short to unbeaten WBO title holder Yoshiki Takai last September 3rd, also at the Ariake Arena. Still, odds makers were impressed enough with Higa's showing in both fights to believe that he's too much for the visiting titleist. Guys, it's an interesting matchup. I put the poll up on our channel. If you haven't voted, it's up there. Also, if you haven't voted in the Discord, I want to see your opinion. By the time you're watching this, you're already going to get my opinion, because at the end, I'm going to tell you who I'm going with. I really like Antonio Vargas. I've talked about him on the channel before. He's a young, confident fighter. He comes with a storied amateur pedigree. Like I said, he does a lot of things really, really well. Both fighters have their blemishes. With Vargas, you can't talk about the world champion without talking about that one-punch knockout first-round loss back in 2019. Since then, he's reeled off 10 wins in a row. He was young then, and he's a world champion. Say what you will about the knockout. It's tough for a lot of people I've spoken to get past that. We've seen him dropped multiple times. We've seen him buzz in recent fights. Then again, we've seen him dropped and actually get back up and win fights. So the kid is a true warrior. He's going to be there to get hit. He likes mixing it up. 118 pounds, guys, is one of my favorite divisions. With Higa, he's another big puncher. He's probably going to have the power advantage. He's going to probably have the work rate advantage when you look at his volume. He puts his head down. He likes to put his head on his opponent's chest and throw big hooks over the top of the guard. We've seen him stopped before. 2 of the 3 losses he has had, though, have been against southpaws, guys who have kind of waited on the back foot, waiting for the counter, and picked him apart at that distance. In terms of what the matchup presents in Vargas, this is why people are really excited, because Vargas isn't going to take a step back. These guys are going to be right in the middle, exchanging, and it's going to come down to power, punch placement, and the overly most important word in this matchup, durability. Right now, I do want to take a closer look at Daigo Higa and see what he's been up to in his career. Guys, Daigo Higa is 21-3-2 with 19 knockouts. He has been stopped once out of 1,175 fighters in the world at 118 pounds. He's ranked number 11. He's fought a total career of 148 pro rounds and carries into the ring a 90% career knockout to win ratio. The 29-year-old Japanese fighter is a 5'4" orthodox fighter with a 64-inch reach. He was born in Urasawa, Okinawa, Japan, but calls Tokyo, Japan home. We last saw him fight Tsutsumi, 12-0, draw in the 12th. Takai, 9-0, lost to UD in the 12th. Kakanya, 58-3, stopped him in the 4th. Dayan, 65-4, stopped him in the 4th. Foyem, 18-2, UD in the 10th. Saludar, 32-5, won a split decision in the 8th. And the fight before that was a 12-round decision loss to Nishida. He's been mixing it up with the best in the world in the smaller weight classes. Like I said, he is a former world champion, but not at 118. In my opinion, at this stage of his career where he's at, the matchup with Vargas suits him pretty well in terms of style versus style. What Daigo's going to want to do is meet Vargas in the middle, and this is why so many people are excited to see this matchup. Right now, I do want to take a closer look at the champion at 118 pounds, Antonio Vargas, and see what he's been up to in his career. As Vargas is 19-1 with 11 knockouts, his one loss, he was stopped out of 1,175 fighters in the world at 118 pounds. He's ranked number 13. He's fought a career total of 100 pro rounds and carries into the ring a 58% career knockout to win ratio. The 28-year-old American is a 5'5" orthodox fighter with a 66-inch reach. He was born in Houston, Texas, but calls Kissimmee, Florida, USA home. We last saw him fight Winston Guerrero, 22-0, stopped him in the 10th. Rodriguez, 17-1, stopped him in the 7th. Marquez, 48-10, won a UD in the 10th. Portillo, 18-11, that was a no contest, no decision. Michael Banquez, 20-2, stopped him in the 6th. Martinez, 31-16, stopped him in the 3rd. And out of Vargas's last 7 wins, he's won 6 of them by stoppage. He does have power as well, but you have to talk about his chin. You have to talk about his punch resistance. I don't really want to sit here and say he's chinny. We've seen him get stopped before. It was a bad knockout. Kind of had a little bit of Pacquiao Marquez to it in terms of one punch out. The referee was doing all he could to get Vargas off of the canvas, but he was not coherent. It was a backhand that he didn't see coming. He was staying right into the pocket, and he caught a straight right to the head and hit him in the sweet spot. Didn't wake up. Won 10 in a row since then. Like I said, of his last 7, 6 of them have been by stoppage. We have seen him drop since 2019 a couple different times. We've seen him buzz a couple different times. So the narrative in the boxing world goes around, you know, say it rightfully so if you want, say unfairly if you want. They say that Vargas is chinny. They say he's a world champion that has a huge hole in his defense and his durability. And a lot of people, if you ask the odds makers, they feel Higa is going to make him pay for that. Before I give you my prediction, I want to let everybody know I do live streams every day, guys. In those live streams, that's where we go over our knockdown prop bets, our long parlays, our method of victory parlays. So in this video, the Stats Don't Lie playlist, I only give you my money line prediction. So be sure to hit the bell notification button so you never miss a live stream. Guys, let's pull out our betting apps. Wherever you are in the world, the app I use down here in Australia is called Sportsbet. And currently on the money line, Daigo Higa is $1.34 favorite, meaning 100 on Higa gets your money back plus 34 bucks. The draw is 16 to 1. Antonio Vargas is a $3.60 dog. So you put 100 on the champion to win, you get your money back plus 260 bucks. So they have the world champion Vargas as a close to a 3 to 1 underdog. Is that disrespect? Is that because Vargas, this will be his first time ever traveling out of North America for a fight? Never fought outside of North America. He's fought before in Puerto Rico, and a lot of his fights happen in Florida. It could be that. It could also be the stylistic matchup with Higa. We know what Daigo presents. We know his style. He's going to be a hard worker. He's going to have a lot of volume. And like I said, I give him the power advantage. For my prediction, I've been wrestling back and forth since this fight got announced. I initially was on Vargas. I'm a huge Vargas fan. And then I was going with the Japanese fighter. And then I got kind of torn. But I know I have to give my prediction. And right now, on the money line, I'm going to take the Japanese fighter. I'm going to take Daigo Higa to be enough. I think his power is going to be too much. I think he's going to find the chin of a very proud and brave Antonio Vargas. I also think there is an excellent prop bet that will juice up our odds. If you don't want to pick a winner, to get that prop bet, you have to join our Discord. That link is pinned in the comments section below. Also, stay tuned the rest of the week, guys. We're going to be breaking down the main event on this card, as well as the fights this weekend. One of the major ones that you guys keep asking me about that I'll be uploading soon is Oscar Duarte versus Kenneth Sims Jr., so stay tuned.